What if reconciliation didn't fall apart in a heated argument, but in a silent moment beside an open car trunk? Not in a throne room, not over tea, not even during a tense conversation behind palace doors. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. But right there, in the driveway. Because according to explosive whispers swirling around royal circles, Prince Harry's long-anticipated return to the UK for reconciliation took a shocking turn when King Charles personally opened the trunk of Harry's car, and what he reportedly saw changed everything. And what Prince William did next? Let's just say no one was prepared for it. If you thought this was going to be another polite royal reunion story, buckle up. Because this one reads more like a slow-motion train wreck that no one could stop watching. The return everyone was watching, and no one trusted. When news quietly spread that Prince Harry was coming back to the UK, the reaction wasn't excitement. It was suspicion. After years of interviews, documentaries, memoirs, and Netflix specials, the idea of a reconciliation visit felt complicated. Was this a genuine olive branch? A symbolic family moment? Or something else entirely? Royal watchers immediately noticed the careful wording around the visit. Not a full return. Not a public reunion. Just reconciliation talks. That alone raised eyebrows. Because reconciliation, in royal language, doesn't mean forgiveness. It means assessment. And inside palace walls, assessments are never casual. Still, King Charles reportedly agreed to receive his younger son, quietly, privately, without cameras or ceremony. No balcony waves. No formal announcements. Just a father and son. At least, that's what everyone thought. But from the moment Harry arrived, something felt off. Too careful. Too staged. Too produced. And that feeling would soon make sense. A driveway moment that changed everything. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. According to insiders, Prince Harry arrived at the palace grounds not empty-handed, but with a vehicle that appeared busy. Cases. Equipment. Unusual packing. Not alarming at first glance. After all, Harry travels with security and staff. That's not unusual. But something prompted King Charles himself to pause. Maybe curiosity. Maybe instinct. Maybe years of hard-earned caution. Whatever the reason, the king reportedly asked what was being brought in. And then, in a moment that stunned witnesses, King Charles opened the trunk himself. This wasn't protocol. This wasn't ceremonial. This was personal. And what was inside, according to whispered accounts, changed the entire tone of the visit in seconds. Cameras, equipment, and a question no one could ignore. Inside the trunk, Netflix equipment. Not personal luggage. Not family gifts. But gear. Recording equipment. Production cases. Technical hardware. The kind of setup that doesn't come along just in case. And suddenly, the unspoken question hung in the air. Was this reconciliation or content? Because there's a massive difference between a private family moment and a monetized narrative. And everyone there knew it. Imagine the silence. No shouting. No accusations. Just the realization settling in. Heavy, unmistakable. This wasn't just about trust anymore. It was about intention. King Charles's dilemma. Father or monarch? For King Charles, this moment was more than awkward. It was devastating. Here was his son, asking for reconciliation, while seemingly preparing to document the process. And that put the king in an impossible position. As a father, you want to believe the best. As a monarch, you can't afford to. Because once cameras enter the equation, nothing is private. And once privacy is gone, trust evaporates. This wasn't about Netflix specifically. It was about boundaries. And whether those boundaries were about to be crossed again. Enter Prince William, and the temperature drops. While King Charles processed what he was seeing, Prince William reportedly arrived. And insiders say the atmosphere shifted instantly. Where Charles looked conflicted, William looked clear, calm, controlled, unmoved. This wasn't shock on his face. It was confirmation. Because if there's one thing Prince William is known for, it's this. He does not react emotionally when the stakes are institutional. He assesses. And once he assessed what was in that trunk, the situation escalated. Not loudly, but decisively. The line that couldn't be crossed. To understand why William's reaction mattered so much, you have to understand his role. He isn't just a brother anymore. He's the future of the monarchy. And in his mind, certain lines are not negotiable. Private family reconciliation cannot be content. Palace grounds cannot become a production set. And trust cannot coexist with hidden recording intentions. According to sources, William didn't argue. He didn't debate. He didn't raise his voice. He made a call. Literally. Escort him out. The decision that shocked everyone. What happened next left staff stunned. Prince William reportedly instructed palace guards to escort Prince Harry off the property. Not later. Not after a discussion. Immediately. The message was unmistakable. This is not acceptable. This will not happen here. This ends now. For those present, it felt surreal. A reconciliation visit collapsing not in anger, but in enforcement. No public humiliation. No dramatic shouting. Just consequence. Why this moment was bigger than family drama. Here's the part many people miss. This wasn't William being cruel. It wasn't personal vengeance. It was policy. Prince William has spent years watching the monarchy absorb blow after blow, much of it linked to private moments becoming public spectacle. This moment represented everything he refuses to allow going forward. No ambiguity. No blurred boundaries. No monetization of access. And by acting decisively, he wasn't just protecting the institution. He was setting a precedent. The unspoken reality. Trust once broken is hard to restore. Let's be honest for a moment. Trust doesn't break all at once. It fractures over time. Interview by interview. Project by project. Revelation by revelation. So when Harry arrived with recording equipment, the optics were devastating. Even if the intent wasn't malicious, the implication was unavoidable. Reconciliation cannot coexist with documentation. Because once a camera is present, authenticity disappears. And William knew that. Why silence followed, and why that matters. What happened next may surprise you. There was no immediate statement. No official palace announcement. No public explanation. Just silence. And silence, in royal terms, is never accidental. Silence is containment. It's a way of preventing a moment from becoming a circus. And in this case, it worked. Because instead of a public feud, what emerged was something more powerful. A narrative of boundaries. The internet explodes, but the palace doesn't. As whispers leaked, social media went into overdrive. Was Harry trying to film? Was Netflix involved? Was this a setup? Opinions flew in every direction. But the palace remained quiet. And that silence said everything. Because when an institution doesn't deny something, it often means the truth is too complicated to sanitize. What this means for the future of the monarchy. This moment, dramatic as it sounds, may go down as a turning point. Not because Harry was escorted out, but because William made it clear that the era of blurred lines is over. No more half in, half out. No more private pain turned into public product. No more ambiguity. The monarchy, under William's future leadership, appears to be choosing clarity over comfort. And that choice will define everything that follows. Was reconciliation ever really possible? This is the uncomfortable question no one wants to ask. Can reconciliation exist without trust? Can trust exist when everything becomes content? And can family heal when privacy is optional? These aren't easy questions, but this moment forced them into the open. The emotional cost no one talks about. Lost in all the headlines is the emotional reality. A father trying to reconnect with his son. A brother trying to protect a legacy. A family trapped between love and responsibility. There are no winners here. Only consequences. Final thoughts, a trunk, a choice, and a line in the sand. If this story teaches us anything, it's this. Big moments don't always happen in big rooms. Sometimes they happen beside a car, with a trunk open, and a decision that changes everything. Prince William didn't shout. He didn't argue. He acted. And in doing so, he may have defined the future of the monarchy more clearly than any speech ever could. What do you think? Was Prince William right to draw the line? Should reconciliation ever involve cameras? Or was this moment inevitable?